Hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to explain episode 3 of the new Japanese BL series. Yatara Yarashii Fukami-kun. Before we start, please support this channel by liking this video and subscribing so you don't miss the next episode explanation. Now, let's get started. The story continues. Kaji is seen following Fukami. He even wonders why he is doing that. But it's not strange, because Fukami just came out of a bridal shop. And maybe Fukami also likes the woman he is with right now. Kaji just doesn't want any trouble. Since he and Fukami are already involved. At least Kaji needs to know whether he is safe. He has the right to know. When Fukami turns around and sees Kaji behind him, he asks what Kaji is doing there. Panicked and nervous, Kaji answers that he just happened to pass by on his way home from work. The woman with Fukami asks if they know each other. If it's serious, Fukami should tell her when he meets someone. Fukami explains that Kaji is just his friend. Hearing that, Kaji is shocked. The woman with Fukami is actually his younger sister. In the end, Kaji is invited to stop by Fukami's house. Sana asks how her brother is at the office. Kaji answers that Fukami is highly respected in the technology department. Hearing that, Sana feels relieved. Fukami may be reliable at home. But when it comes to social skills, hearing them talk about him, Fukami reminds Sana. Even so, Sana is happy that Fukami has a friend like Kaji. Sana tells Kaji that their parents passed away long ago. And because of her divorce, she has been a very important person for Fukami. But now she is going to remarry. Hearing that, Kaji realizes that's why they were at the bridal shop. Sana needed to look at wedding catalogs, so she invited Fukami along. It would feel a bit embarrassing to go alone. Because his sister talks a lot. Fukami reminds her to pick up Haruto. Sana suddenly remembers and quickly leaves. Fukami apologizes for his talkative sister. Kaji says it seems like Fukami has had a rather difficult life. For Fukami, it's fine. He just does what he has to do after their parents passed away. Besides, he has a kind sister and a very cute nephew. His nephew is cheerful and adorable. Kaji immediately looks at Haruto's photo. Fukami then asks about Kaji. What about his parents? Kaji answers that his father is still alive. But his mother left them long ago. Kaji remembers when his mother left behind a letter and a wedding ring. He even wonders how she is doing now. Realizing he has said too much, Kaji mutters why he even told Fukami all that. Kaji stands up and starts looking at the computer Fukami usually uses. To him, it's like Fukami's partner. Fukami tells him he uses it to develop games and other things. Kaji is surprised. Does Fukami really make games? Seeing Kaji's reaction, Fukami says Kaji doesn't need to force a conversation. But instead, Kaji suddenly kisses Fukami. They quickly move to Fukami's room. As they begin removing their clothes, Kaji mutters that the place is filled with people Fukami loves. And people who care about him. Unlike Kaji's life, Kaji tells Fukami to lift his legs. Looking at Fukami now, Kaji doesn't know why he feels more real today. Fukami is very sensitive, and starts to moan. Kaji says the bed is small. Fukami instead asks for Kaji's hand. Because the walls are thin, he can't hold it in anymore. Kaji complies. Kaji mutters again. If only Fukami were as empty as he is. He could treat him more roughly. After they finish, Fukami notices the sheets are wet. And starts laughing, saying it's his first time doing that at home. When Fukami is with Kaji, he feels like he's not himself. Looking at him, Kaji mutters that Fukami is very cute. But quickly denies it. Fukami gives Kaji his phone number. Kaji can text him. Because if Kaji keeps staring at him at the office, people will get suspicious. While Fukami washes the sheets, Kaji saves his number, labeling it as loser or zero value human. Later, when Kaji is at a restaurant, he texts Fukami and invites him out for drinks. He tells himself to stay calm, this is just an experiment. But Fukami's response feels different. To Kaji, he doesn't really want to drink with someone like Fukami. Kaji had just thought Fukami was cute. But what happened before was just a coincidence, an accident. Kaji will prove that they are completely incompatible in everything. Except sex. Fukami comes. And sure enough, their vibe feels completely off. Fukami thought Kaji would take him somewhere fancy. Kaji seems like the type who hangs out in stylish places. Fukami doesn't have good clothes for that. Now, Fukami feels relieved. Because the place is quite simple. Kaji again mutters that Fukami is cute. But as usual, denies it. Luckily, a crisis is avoided. Because it is already midnight. Kaji asks what they will do next. Fukami, slightly drunk, says he wants to see Kaji's apartment. They arrive at Kaji's apartment. Knowing it's messy, Kaji quickly tidies up the scattered clothes. Meanwhile, Fukami finishes undressing and pulls Kaji to sit down. In his drunken state, Fukami plays with Kaji's cheeks. Kaji says he's not interested in sleeping with someone who isn't fully aware. Fukami asks if that means they won't do it, even though he is already very aroused. Kaji starts teasing Fukami, who is very sensitive. Kaji hugs him. Fukami even arches his back. To Kaji, Fukami is very naughty. Fukami shouts that he wants to spend time with Kaji. He removes his glasses and sits on Kaji's lap. Starting to moan, Fukami asks if there's anything Kaji wants him to do. Kaji is surprised by the sudden question. Fukami says he feels like he's the only one enjoying it. If there's something Kaji wants, he should say it. Kaji asks if when Fukami is drunk, is he the type to pass out or forget things? Fukami answers yes, it happens often. Hearing that, Kaji wants to hear Fukami say his name. Fukami smiles and softly says, Akihiro. Kaji asks how Fukami knows his name. Fukami says he should know. Because Kaji is his bed partner. Kaji then asks how to say Fukami's name. Fukami says, you. He then starts kissing Kaji again. Kaji mutters that he wishes he could keep Fukami trapped in his room forever. And that morning would never come. The next morning, Fukami slowly wakes up. He wonders where he is. Smelling the scent on his clothes, he realizes he is at Kaji's apartment. Fukami enters Kaji's room, and sees Kaji still asleep. He sits beside him, watching him with a gentle smile. That was the explanation of episode 3 Yatara Yarashii Fukami-kun. If you enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe. See you again in the next episode.